I with OG. Don't even.
Just like your baby's daddies, all canceled.
Ugly. Ooh. Ugly.
But I got a man, bitch.
Ugly.
Hey, Ocho Cinco wanted me. Ocho Cinco wanted me.
Girl, bye.
The perception that she's a colorist came from the fact that she repeatedly called OG ugly.
Repeatedly
Called her ugly.
And there's been some debate about how pretty Evelyn is, like her and OG, like why do we think Evelyn's pretty and OG's not?
Right.
Because OG is a Nigerian woman with traditional like African features.
Yeah.
And so is that why we think she's ugly? Because she looks like her actual people?
Yeah. Well, that is
because I'm gonna be honest, objectively speaking, no tea, no shade. I'm a face queen, right? Like I like faces. Like I don't do butterheads. If you have a 6-pack but you growl from the neck up, I'm gonna notice that, right? And so as a face queen, I did an analysis on OG and Evelyn. They're pretty on par to me.
Right.
Objectively speaking, taking away all racist things, right?
Right.
And so I have a question, right? Is it possible that these two extremes are wrong? Because there's one extreme that's saying Evelyn and Shawnee are malicious colorists. And then there's people who are saying everybody's booty hurt. Y'all got Twitter fingers. They making bank. Y'all are haters. I'm somewhere in the middle where I'm like, is it possible? I don't think Evelyn and Shawnee are intentional colorists. I think they have a blind spot of internal bias that they haven't confronted because they're too busy defending themselves. I don't think they're doing it on purpose, but I think they are doing it though.
Yeah. No, I think
you know what I'm saying? Like you can do something and be like, oh no, I'm not doing that, and then they play back the table like, oh, I 100% did that.
But at the end of the day, I think you're absolutely right. At the end of the day, everybody leans towards a certain bias because of the effects of like the long-lasting effects of colonization and brainwashing.
We're about to get deep, y'all.
It's true. Like I feel like the topic has not really been unpacked in the way that it really can't be in a comment section, you know? So that's why I wanted to devote today's show to that, because there's just so many facets. Like I went back and I decided to watch those 2 documentaries, Dark Girls and Light Girls, that were both that were produced by Bill Duke. And a lot of people feel like both documentaries were very surface.
Shallow.
They brought up good points. They had a lot of good talking heads on there. People who have like, you know, backgrounds in history and psychology and that sort of thing. They use people who, you know, actresses or, pundits, correspondents, people from all walks of life gave their perspective on, you know, what experiences they've had. What I see happening is everybody comes from a place, like has their own traumatic experiences.
Did you learn anything from those documentaries? I'm trying to not be petty.
No.
Okay.
No.
So isn't the whole purpose of a documentary to teach us something?
I did not. I didn't learn anything.
I learned nothing from watching those documentaries.
I didn't learn anything new. What it did was it just reinforced what I already knew, which was a lot of my dark-skinned girlfriends have experiences that I can listen to and intellectualize, but obviously I have not had those same experiences. Just like they don't have the experiences that I've had being light-skinned and terrorized in school.
And treated like a trophy,
treated like a trophy, bullied, hair cut off, fights intentionally started with me where girls had like switchblades trying to slice my skin. Like that's traumatic as fuck. But you can't, what we're doing, what I see is happening, especially in the comment section, is people are weighing their trauma against another's. And well, mine was worse than yours. And it's just like trauma is trauma is trauma is trauma. You know, we cannot keep projecting onto each other that what happened to me is worse than what happened to you, because we're never going to get anywhere. The conversation is never going to move past. And I think that's why it was so shallow and so surface, because the conversation can't get past whose trauma is worse.
That's called the Oppression Olympics. As an athlete, you might have heard of that. It's called the Oppression Olympics. I raised you a drunk father and an abusive uncle. Like, it's the only Olympics where when you win, you actually lose.
Yeah.
Like, why do you want to win this, right? I have a question, though. This might be a little provocative. This is about Jason, actually.
Okay.
Shout out to Jason Lee, who's an extended member of our family through Melissa.
Yes.
He's like our play cousin. One day me and Chantel will get to meet him at a family reunion or something.
Yeah, no, this is a good time to bring up Jason because...
Yeah, I have a question about Jason
because
that I want you to
Jason
answer.
posted a video where he didn't necessarily defend Evelyn, but what he wanted to talk about was stopping cancel culture and how easy it is to lay the colorism label on somebody when maybe it's just their preference or that's not what the conversation's about. I will say that both Jason and I are not like avid watchers of Basketball Wives, so it did take watching it to see,
Yeah, I agreed with Jason. So if Jason's watching, so anybody who
Yeah.
agreed with Jason, because what Jason is saying in broad strokes is 100% correct.
Yes.
Cancel culture is people who are using their pain as an excuse to extinguish other people, metaphorically speaking,
Yeah.
right? It's a nasty thing. I'm not a fan of it. If I cancel you, by the time I cancel someone, they've earned it like a couple times, right? However, when you are watching the specifics of the show, suddenly his great point does not in any way apply to the show that we saw.
Right.
But there's one thing he said that bothered me, even when I thought I agreed with him,
Okay.
that I want you guys to be honest with me about.
Go.
Yeah.
Okay, so he said, but Evelyn has, and Evelyn said the same thing. Evelyn has like black boyfriends
Yep.
and black children. So like, and you're calling her colorist? So let's pause for a quick second and have a little teaching moment about how colorism works. Part of how colorism works is lighter women are considered the top of the food chain because of their proximity to whiteness, because white women are the top of the food chain. And dark men are considered the top of the food chain because mandingos hypersexualize black men as these monsters, these King Kongs with big penises.
Yeah.
Which means when you see a black man only dating light-skinned women and therefore having caramel babies with her, that doesn't take away from being colorist. That's actually a facet of it.
Right.
So we need to stop telling women that they can't be colorist because they have brown-skinned like husbands, because literally that's how you got him, boo. Like a lot of times his preferences are why you got him. So you can't use evidence, like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a backwards logic.